What do you hope Iowans take away from your visits here?
Well, when you start out the way I do, as a non-professional politician with very low name ID, you have to work hard to get to know people. And so I'm here to meet as many Iowans as possible, as I always hope to do when I come here. And I hope what Iowans hear is a common sense message about leadership, the pivotal point at which our nation rests, and why we need real leadership going forward.
What is it going to take to boost your poll numbers up enough to get on that debate stage, and how important is that?
Well, you know, the whole debate process seems to be changing daily, and so I can't control that. What I can control is to work as hard as possible to make sure that people know me. You know, when I started this campaign on May 4th, the majority of Americans had never heard my name, and I didn't have years of email lists or donor lists as professional politicians do. I'm not a celebrity like Donald Trump, so I got to work extra hard. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
What do you think separates you from the other conservative candidates?
Everything about me is different. My resume is different. My experience set is different. My language is different. My message is different. My tone is different. Oh, by the way, I look different. Everything about me is different.
Anything about specific policies that are different?
You know, I think that one of the things that characterizes politics is people come out with really great policy ideas at election time. And somehow those great policy ideas frequently don't translate into anything different. That's why we have all these festering problems in Washington. And so I've said very explicitly that I wouldn't start with some big policy idea, although there are lots of good ones. What I would start with is doing the basics to cut government down to size, to demonstrate once again competence, to prioritize how we spend money, to restore people's faith in their government, because they've lost it, and they're right to do so.
A lot of times you've been probably the conservatives' anti-Hillary pill. What would that be like if you would turn her up?
Well, think about that debate. Think about that debate. There's a whole set of things that Hillary Clinton would not get to talk about. She wouldn't get to talk about being the first woman president. She wouldn't get to talk about really the whole historic nature of her candidacy. What she'd have to talk about is her own track record, or lack thereof, of accomplishment and leadership. She'd have to answer questions about her lack of trustworthiness. I would be sure to ask her every question that the media hasn't been able to ask her. Why did you lie about Benghazi? Why did you withhold emails, and why did you destroy emails? Why did you declare victory in Iraq in 2011? Why did you think Vladimir Putin would be dissuaded from his ambition with a gimmicky red reset button? Why did you call Bashar al-Assad of Syria a positive reformer? She'd have to defend her answers to all those questions if I stood on the debate stage with her, and she'd have to defend her policies as well. You saw her economic policy speech. It was a litany of liberal causes. It was a collection of contradictions, and you put all that policy together, and you would continue to crush the economic engine of this nation. So, I'd hold her to account.
We have time for one more question.
You mentioned Donald Trump. What do you think of comments over the weekend, and then giving out Senator Graham's phone number, and then Lindsay's his response with the video? Is it a sideshow to you? Is it hurting discussions?
You know, I think the American people are pretty smart, and I think they'll figure it out over time. But it would be nice if occasionally Donald Trump would throw a punch at his good friend Hillary Clinton instead of all the other people in the Republican race.
That's all we have time for.